Welcome to the Heal Your Hunger Show, where we get to the heart of why you overeat and how to stop. If you struggle with food and weight like I did, welcome home.
Welcome everybody to the Heal Your Hunger Show. So happy to have you here. It is a great day to be alive, and I've got a message for you today that is a little potent, might be a little bitter, but you can count on me for being direct, okay? So before I jump into my topic about being a sucker, the sucker born every minute, I want to talk to you about I want to talk to you about what's going on here. I am recording this live in the Secret Sauce group. So first of all, I want to invite you to be a part of the Secret Sauce group. This is a Facebook group where you can hang out with other emotional eaters, people passionate about letting go of crazy diets and impossible exercise programs, and happy to connect with you and be in community around finding a solution for overcoming emotional eating. Now, that's a free public group, and well, it's a private group, but it's anybody can join it who has the same passion. It's different from my group for people who are actually in my program. That's a little more tight knit, smaller, probably a lot more going on support wise, because we're all on the same page working the Heal Your Hunger program. So that's a little bit separate, a little different, and certainly more supportive. That's the next level. And you can find out about that Facebook group by having an emotional eating breakthrough session. You can go to my website and sign up for a breakthrough session if you want to talk to a mentor who has been through this process and can support you in finding your way, finding out if my program is a good fit for you. You can go to the website healyourhunger.com and sign up for a complimentary breakthrough session and have that conversation with a mentor. There's no obligation. You don't have to pay anything. But if you sign up for a breakthrough session, show up, okay? Because the mentors literally block time in their schedule and their busy lives to talk to you. But if you want that hand-holding, if you want to come out of the shadows and stop struggling on your own, and you want to see what being a part of community and part of a step-by-step process for healing and see what that looks like, definitely sign up for breakthrough session. Also, if you have not yet taken the quiz on my website, you'll see that too when you go to healyourhunger.com. It's a quiz, very short quiz that'll help you determine if you're an emotional eater or a food addict or somewhere in between. So take the emotional eating quiz and find out your personalized score, because your plan of action is going to depend on that score. And if you have a breakthrough session, knowing your score is going to help your mentor know how to help you. So, okay, there's that. Lastly, stay tuned. Make sure you're on my list for my newsletter, because we have something really cool coming up, and it's a new event that we're doing soon. And so I want to make sure you get the notifications about that, because you don't want to miss it. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. So make sure that you are somewhere where we can send you emails and let you know what we're up to, because we'd love to have you join us and heal. So on with the show. My topic today is don't be a sucker. So if you want to know what that's about, please stick around. Please say hi in the chat. I'd love to see you and say hi to you, give you a little wave, and welcome if you're at the Secret Sauce group for the first time. My topic is really important because as emotional eaters, as people who have struggled chronically, past tense, have struggled chronically with food and weight, it's really important that we don't fall in the trap of looking for the magic pill. And this is something we've done way too often for way too long. And friends, I want you to turn the tide on this. I want you to step off the diet roller coaster ride and into your life of freedom around food and weight, freedom from emotional eating. But the only way that's going to happen is if you stop being a sucker, okay? Now, what do I mean by this? Well, The dark secret in the weight loss industry, something I've known about for a long time because I do a lot of networking with people in the weight loss industry, people in health, people in weight loss, people in fitness. And what I've noticed is that there are people who put out diet books, and not bad diet books per se, not bad advice at all, but nevertheless, it's got that 4-letter word in it, diet. A lot of people put out diet books more than once. Okay, they create new books and they publish new books and they market new books all around that special way, that secret sauce, that thing that's going to get you over the finish line with weight loss, having to do with food and weight, having to do with diet, what I call the symptoms of food and weight, not the underlying causes. To be clear, Heal Your Hunger is all about healing the underlying causes and not about the symptoms, chasing quick fixes for the symptoms of gaining weight, and knowing what to eat. Because I promise you, I will like stake my entire military career on the fact that you probably already know what to eat. Now, I was never in the military. Okay, so that's just something my ex used to say, because he was in the military. He's like, are you willing to stake your entire military career on that fact? All right, so I'm willing to stake my entire military career that didn't ever happen. And please, no disrespect to anybody in the military. I love you and appreciate your service to the United States of America. But here's the deal. I'm willing to stake whatever career on the fact that you probably already know what to eat. You probably are not ignorant on the fact that salads and healthy proteins and healthy fats and healthy carbs are good for you, and processed foods with chemicals and additives and no life to them at all, very far from the ground, from whence it might have come once upon a time, that the healthy foods are better for you than the unhealthy foods. Okay, salads are better than pizza, right? Tempeh is better than probably better than hot dogs. Perhaps a chicken that was, killed not too long ago and made into chicken breast is probably healthier protein than bologna. Okay, so you're not stupid. That's my point. You're not stupid. You have a lot of information about health. You know how to eat healthy, but you don't do it, right? You don't do it. And so what's my point here? My point is that you're not stupid. You know how to eat. And yet, if you struggle with food and weight for any length of time, you've been transfixed into this mindset of quick fixes. Okay, your brain's been kind of taken over by our culture of dieting, where you're constantly looking for that next quick fix, and it's all around some special magic diet. And there is no magic diet, but we are seduced into thinking, oh, maybe that new book is going to do it for me, or maybe this new diet has the secret, right? And so what I know is a lot of people in the weight loss industry keep putting out diet books because they know you'll keep buying them, and it's good money for them. They do it because they know you'll keep buying them. They promote each other's books. Okay, people, network and they promote each other's diet books because they know even though you have a shelf full of them, you'll buy another one. Why? Because they don't work and you're still struggling with your weight. So you're going to keep looking for that magic pill, for that special diet, for that quick fix. Guys, we're suckers. Emotional eaters are suckers. We're caught in the hamster wheel of trying one thing after another. Why? Because anything we try doesn't work. Why? Because statistically speaking, 98% of all diets fail. And we're caught in that hamster wheel, that terrible statistic. We're that 96%, that 98%. We are those people. We're the suckers who keep being lulled into denial and lack of understanding that if the previous 10 diets didn't work, probably this one won't either. Now, I say we're suckers, and I say that with total love, but I say it also because I want you to know that other people think we're suckers too. And I'd say that with total love to people in the weight loss industry who are sincere and trying to help you lose weight. You know, they only know what they know, but what they don't know is that if you're an emotional eater, no diet will work for you. And that 96%, the 98%, whatever it is, we don't really know what the exact percentage is, but that high dismal failure rate comes from the fact that there's a segment of people who can't read a book and follow what it says. And my experience of over 30 years of working with emotional eaters is the missing piece. And the reason why that statistic is so dismal is because those of us who are emotional eaters, those of us who need food for emotional reasons, cannot and will not follow the diet and do what it says because we're attached to food at a very deep psychic emotional level. And no diet will help us detach from that food. So we'll only be able to last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or we'll get to our goal weight for a nanosecond and then go right back up the scale. And if that's your experience, I'm here to tell you diets aren't going to do it for you when you're an emotional eater. And again, if you don't know if you're an emotional eater, go to my website, take my quiz, okay? Take the emotional eating quiz and find out if you're an emotional eater and also where you are on the emotional eating spectrum, because I'll tell you a little secret, we're all emotional eaters to some degree. Even those who don't struggle with food and weight, we can go overboard now and then for emotional reasons. We want the comfort, we want the satisfaction, we're lonely, bored, whatever. So find out where you are on the emotional eating spectrum, get your personalized score, but know that if you're an emotional eater, you've got to take a different tack if you want to lose weight and keep it off, if you want to stop being part of the 96% that fail at diets. Having a healthy food plan is not a bad thing. I'm not against food plans, you know, that kind of give you some boundaries around food and help you know what your trigger foods are so you can stay away from them and all that. Help you stop, you know, eating things that are physically addictive like sugar and processed carbs. You know, having a plan is not a bad thing, but following through on that plan will be close to impossible if you have this emotional attachment with food. Unless you detach emotionally, you don't have a snowball's chance in hell of following that diet and following it ongoing. Now, we can all lose weight. We've all done it. We've all gone on a diet. Woo, doing it, feeling good, looking good. Look at me. I'm going to the gym, got my spandex, you know, feeling better. My skin's clearing up. We've all been through that experience. It feels great. I'm not knocking it. It feels great, but it's not sustainable because that new diet high will wear off and things will get really hard. And they get hard because all of our emotional stuff comes up and we can't sustain that way of eating because we miss the foods that we are attached to, right? I know you know what I'm talking about. All right. I know you know what I'm talking about. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, this is probably not the talk for you. Okay. There's, you know, you can search Amazon for diet books. You'll find over 60,000 results, you know, happy hunting, you know, go get the thing that's going to work for you. But if you know what I'm talking about, if you're like, oh, Lordy, I've been there. I've been on the diet. I've been excited. I've lost weight. And then it's gotten hard. And I've just been crawling the walls, craving my favorite foods. If you know that experience, you're probably an emotional eater because that craving for your favorite foods comes from a deeper emotional place. Yes, chocolate is yummy. Yes, pastries are awesome. Pizza rocks. Okay. So if you're craving those things and you think, I don't like those things because they're good, they are good. But I'm telling you, dieting and eating healthy, it pales when the emotional burden increases, when you don't have your way of treating those emotions, when you don't have your best friend, your comforter, when you don't have those things with you, and because you're on this special diet, you're going to get disillusioned. And over time, you're going to be like, this sucks. I'd rather have my foods, right? If you know what I'm talking about, put right in the comments. Okay. Just like, let me know you're tracking with me. Okay. This is a conversation for those who have struggled chronically with food and weight. Those are the women I'm talking to, the women and a few men who I'm talking to. So what I have to say is, we go time and time again, we cycle through diets and we pick up the new books, we buy the new books, we have that glimmer of hope that there is some magic diet or some book that's going to unlock the secret. And I have to say to you, the real secret sauce, okay, the real secret sauce is overcoming emotional eating, which is a different journey than following what's on the pages of a book. That deeper journey is a journey which will help you understand why you're so attached to food, why you can't stop eating once you start, why when you end a meal, you want something sweet. Okay, what is that? That, my friends, is an emotional connection with food. That is an emotional dependence on food. That is an addiction to food. It really doesn't matter what we call it. It's a deeper bond with food that doesn't break when you go on a diet. It's still there. And the only way to break it is to pivot from the diet and start addressing and healing the underlying causes, the stress, the emotional burden, the too busy life, the anger that you have, the resentments you're harboring that you don't want anybody to know about because you come off like such a nice happy-go-lucky person. I was there, friends. Okay, I was happy-go-lucky on the inside and boiling on the, I was happy-go-lucky on the outside, boiling on the inside, like so angry. I was jammed up inside. Emotionally, I was jammed up. I had a smile on my face because I was a people pleaser and I wanted people to like me. And you catch more flies with honey. But on the inside, I had this undercurrent of anger and annoyance and irritation. And I was quelling it with food because it wasn't meshing with my happy-go-lucky persona. And so I had to tamp it down with food, with carbs, not with salads. Okay, salads weren't gonna keep it tamped down. I had to go for the heavier foods, the foods that would blanket my emotions, keep them covered up. The carbs, the sugar, the sauce, the heavy sauces, the cheese, the chocolate, the ooey gooey chewy. Those are the things that kept my feelings tamped down. But if I didn't start like dismantling those tough emotions, if I didn't take a look at those emotions, and I'm not talking about necessarily going to therapy, there's, my experience is those emotions, they cycle through our bodies and our minds when we don't have a proper outlet. And my experience is there are do-it-yourself tools you can use, like writing and talking and praying and walking and different things that can help you offload those negative feelings. But then we also have to take a good look at why we have them. Usually we're doing too much. All right. We're doing too much. We're giving too much. We're overworked and underpaid, and we're people pleasing. We're not leaving enough time for ourselves and for self-care. And the net result is we're jammed up. We're jammed up and pissed off. And we have a smile on our face because we don't want anybody to know, because we don't want people to think we're a bitch. Okay, so if any of this resonates for you, that's good, because you're in the right place. You're already here. So what I want to say to you is that, in order to stop being a sucker, in order to get off the hamster wheel of maybe it's this diet, maybe it's that diet, maybe that book, maybe that pill, maybe that surgery, maybe that liposuction. My God, right? We've done a lot of crazy things to our bodies in search of that magic cure. But I want to say to you, like, we can get mad at the diet industry. We can get mad at people who keep just making money off of us because we're always going to be a sucker and buy the next book. We can be mad at them, but the buck stops here. Okay. You can be mad at those people, but if you're buying into it, if you're being lulled into the delusion that there is a magic fix, a fix to your body, right? You're going to do something to your body. You're going to take a pill. You're going to do some kind of, rearrangement of things in your body, some of the organs or some of the skin or whatever. If you're under that illusion, okay, it's up to you to wake up. It's up to you. Like, we can get mad at the diet industry, but they're not going to stop. So long as we buy, they're going to keep selling. Okay. So we have to take responsibility of the fact that we are buying. We want to believe there's a quick fix. We want to believe that we don't have to deal with our emotions. We don't have to deal with our stress. We don't have to change our lives in any way. We just have to eat certain foods and we'll be happy. Friends, if you've lost weight and put it back on, you put it back on because you weren't happy. It feels great to fit in smaller pants, okay? Not gonna lie, right? It feels great. It doesn't give us the feeling we expected it to give us. So even though we love looking great and feeling great and fitting into your cute clothes is awesome, it pales if you're not, if you haven't addressed the inside stuff, if you haven't addressed what caused you to eat in the first place. That's why we keep being suckered, is that we're hoping we don't have to take that deeper journey. But I'm here to say, and most of the women who come to me are middle-aged, so we're in our 40s, 50s, and 60s. Friends, the deeper journey is a beautiful journey. Addressing the underlying causes, learning to make peace with yourself, learning to love yourself. What more is there? There's no better journey than that. Looking great and feeling great physically is awesome, but loving who you are, knowing you're good, and that's pure sugar. I'm sorry. That's delicious. Okay. That is pure yumminess. And that's what we really want. I really wanted to believe I was good, but I didn't. I believed I was bad. I was so hard on myself. I thought I was so bad. I thought I was stupid. I thought I was ugly. And I thought I was bad. How sad. So the journey of pivoting from the diets and the exercise programs and the magic pills, friends, the pivoting from that to addressing and healing your heart, clearing away everything that's not love, that, my friends, will bring you happiness. And my experience is, when you're happy, you don't beat yourself up with food. When you feel good, when you have a sense of well-being, you don't look for food to give you that sense of well-being. You don't eat to feel better. You don't need to. So this is my message. I think it's an important message. Stop being a sucker. People depend on us being a sucker. I want you to stop, lining the pocketbooks of those who depend on us to keep buying the lie that there's a quick fix. And I want you to take that deeper journey. If we can support you in that, please do reach out. Have an emotional eating breakthrough session. You can get the link on my website, healyourhunger.com. But stop getting suckered, okay? The buck stops here. It stops with you realizing there's a better way. And the good news is there is a better way. For so long, we didn't know that, right? We thought it was all about diet and exercise. And when we couldn't follow through, we blamed ourselves. So I want you to stop blaming yourself, okay? You were buying the wrong program. You were buying a program that was based on food and weight and not on why we ate in the first place. But now you know better because you listened to this podcast. I've given you something and I've taken something away. I've given you a solution and I've taken away your excuses for not taking that solution. but there is a better way. And I'm excited about that. And I'm excited to share it with you. So please reach out. Please share this show with a friend who's knocking our head against the wall, looking for that quick fix. Let's all stop being suckers together, right? We're smarter than that. We are smart. We've got good heads on our shoulders. Let's stop getting suckered and find a real solution. Over and out. Love you so much. Please comment below if there's anything that spoke to you. And let's keep the conversation going in the Secret Sauce group. The secret sauce to end emotional eating. The secret sauce is not a diet, in case you didn't get the message. Love you so much. Take care.
If you enjoyed this podcast and want to get free support, insider health info, exclusive invites to events, and more, visit healyourhunger.com.